Welcome to Birds Play Sports, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your host, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we can finally hold our heads high and talk about a Ravens win. We're going to be recapping the Ravens versus the Cowboys. A very close win. Obviously it shouldn't have been a close win. We let them come back in the game. In the
Yeah,
third. Especially they did a lot in the fourth, and there's a lot of things we need to work on moving forward. But a win is a win, and as we know with the Ravens, we just got to take what they give us, and just
right.
all the positives from it. While also trying to eliminate and take care of the negatives. But one thing that really stood out to me in this game was the usage of Derrick Henry. I feel like this was Derrick Henry's best game as a Raven. I really felt like we used Derrick Henry a lot. Especially to that left side. He was really attacking. He really had some good runs. He also had some good runs to the right side too. On Falele's side. So. I think Derrick Henry, really got it going. And honestly, in my opinion, him and Lamar were the reasons we won this game. But more so Derrick Henry. We got him those two touchdowns. He had that mean stiff arm to Kalen Carson, I think his name was. So just amazing to see us get Derrick Henry going in this offense. And this wasn't a game where we need to see a lot from Mark Andrews or likely. In fact, I don't even think they got a pass. Lamar missed Mark Andrews on one third down. Should have been a catch. I don't know how he missed that, but we didn't really see much out of Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely or Zay Flowers, aside from that one crucial, catch. That was a third down, the most important third down in the game, and we didn't see a lot from those guys. So it was great to see, kind of let's get the running game going. And, the offensive line had a much better game today. So, what are your early thoughts about yesterday's game?
Yeah, I definitely agree. This was Derrick Henry's best game as a Raven. Obviously, cardiac Ravens, in the fourth quarter for no reason, and I think a lot of that has to do with their conservative mindset, in the second half, where it's just they play not to lose, instead of playing just continuing to score or whatever, and obviously, I'm not saying, I want them to air the ball out, 80 yards and, throw Lamar's throwing like three picks or whatever. Like, no, I'm saying you can continue to do what you're doing, but have the intention to score. They're like, seem like they have the intention to, oh, let's just take maybe let's get one or two first downs, run the clock down and punt the ball if we don't get the first down, whatever. Like it's just that mindset that I'm not really, that always seems to, bite us in the behind at the end of the game. And it has for the past few seasons, and I don't know why they haven't changed that at all. And then they start playing soft coverages in the second half, and it just seems like they're allowing a lot of yards. And, I'm just not a fan of the secondary so far this year in general. I thought they were playing fine in the game up until the fourth quarter, to be honest, when they were just allowing too many chunk plays. And, I think that, there was a few BS calls from the illegal touching from Marcus Williams to the roughing the passer call in a way, but and
Oh
then the
yeah.
non-safety call, early in the game, that should have been a safety. I mean, we should have won what, like 20, no, 30 to 25 or whatever it was, so and then Tucker's missed field goal, which we'll probably get into later. But I just think, this is a good, thank God we got the win, but I mean, this is the same problems we're having, like this is problems from last week, problems the week before, problems from last year, problems from the year before, just allowing teams to get back to the game. And I told you, I texted you, like, we were winning 28-6 over the one point, and I said they got to lock in for the fourth quarter. And it's pathetic that I have to tell you that. Like, well, not like for because you whatever, but like because we don't lock in the fourth quarter, and that's just a Ravens issue that I'm surprised hasn't been fixed by now. So I mean, I just feel like this kind of mentality of just run the clock out in the second half when you're winning 28, 20-6, like maybe if you're playing like a bad team, but I mean, we've seen the Cowboys. They can air the ball out when they want to, they can, remember the game last year in the wild card game. They didn't wind up winning, but they were coming back. They had to put the starters back in the game.
Hmm.
So they had the same mentality in that game where and the Cowboys were lighting it up. Obviously CeeDee Lamb didn't have the best game and of the season, or I think we locked them down pretty good. It was other guys having to cook like Ferguson and Brandon Cooks, but I just feel like, Ravens got to put the pedal on the metal. Why is it only like you want to eat like Harbaugh only seems to want to put the the fear in the people when he's playing Vic Fangio or something like that. You know, he did that versus the Dolphins, and then he did it a few years ago versus the Broncos when we were trying to go for that rushing record. Remember we were doing that rushing record thing where we had
Yeah.
like 30 or 40 straight games with 100 rushing yards, and he ran it for like 2 yards on like the last play of the game, and Fangio got mad. And then I think the next time we played Fangio, we put up 56 on his defense, you know. So, but you know what I'm talking about, though, like that step in the throat mentality. The Ravens just don't seem to have it again for some reason. Like I was there
Yeah.
last year, and then it was like it was there in 2019, it was gone in 2020, 2021, 2022. They got it back last year, and it's like, where is it? You know, I mean, you got a bruiser and Henry, like just knock them out. You know, it's just. I mean, I guess I mean, I guess there was just a lot of maybe this game is a little, I don't want to say excusable, but from the botch onside kick to the stupid penalties or whatever, maybe that contributed to that and Tucker Smith's field goal. But we can't let. I'm sorry, but we cannot let one bad moment in the game, in a game that's going well, change the outcome of a game. Like Tucker missed the field goal, yeah, but the offense shouldn't and defense shouldn't collapse after that. And the missed onside kick is one thing, and then the turnover, I mean, the penalties are one thing, but it always feels like there's always this one catalyst moment in the game, or one main point, nexus point in a game where it's just the team just falls apart. And I'm sorry, that's got to change. Like, we can't win a Super Bowl like that, So I mean, I guess you could contribute it. I guess I don't want to bring this game up, but like the way we lost last year in the last game of the season versus the Chiefs, the game changed after Lamar got strip sack fumbled. Our offense didn't seem to drive down the field like that. They weren't scoring points. It's just like I don't know, man. I gotta stop with these catalyst nexus point moments where it's just that's when the game falls apart. I feel like I'm complaining more than I'm celebrating. There's a lot of good things that happened in this game. The ball was spread around really nice. Bateman got a touchdown. Henry did very good. I think the pass rush is fantastic, but I mean, the pass rush gets tired by the end of the game because I mean they gotta stop being on the field so much, and that's more on the offense than the defense. So like how I say with the Orioles, with the Orioles, I say like gotta put up some numbers on the board. Crooked numbers like 5, 6, 7 runs in an inning. When you get the bases loaded or whatever to help out your pitching staff, the pitching staff that's injured to hell. With all these pitchers that have gone in the IL. Same thing with the Ravens here. The defense, new defensive coordinator. If you lost a lot of defensive pieces, help them out. Run the clock out, yes, but also continue to score, so that they don't feel like they have to continue to get stops. Whatever. Obviously, you want to continue to get stops, but you know, we scored what once in the second half of the first drive and then score again. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable in my opinion.
Yeah, to sort of kind of piggyback off of what you were talking about with the conservative mindset, you know, contrary to what you said, I saw a lot of it last year as well. And I
Mm,
think a big reason on why it was kind of blanketed or not really seen is because Harbaugh trusted the defense.
yeah,
That's kind of the mindset of what goes into that conservative mindset. We don't play to, take them out of the game. We just play to do enough to win. And Harbaugh
yeah,
trusts the defense enough to sort
yeah,
of, not give up anything. But that's not working anymore. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's not working anymore at all.
And you
Last
can't put that on a new defensive coordinator. Like you just
Right,
can't.
right, right. And last year, that's what happened with the Browns game. We were up
Yep.
31-17, started being conservative. Defense couldn't hold because David Njoku just had an all-star game that day, and the defense couldn't hold him. So
Yeah.
I think this conservative mindset should just be thrown in the trash now. I
Right.
can see if we're winning.
Like 42-6 at halftime. Like if it's like
Yeah.
42-6
Not,
at halftime,
not even
yeah.
at
Like
halftime because we're not sure if we can hold that. I could see if we're
right.
winning 42-6, 5 minutes
Or-
left, like how we were
Right.
doing in 2019, but
Yeah.
keep playing as if it's a 1 point game.
Right.
Keep playing as if it's that. So,
Right.
that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. This isn't college. This isn't high school. Like Lamar said, you're playing in the NFL.
Right.
And I see John Harbaugh at the end of the game. When Lamar gets the first down, I see him. I didn't hear him. I could read his lips. He's like, found a way to win. Found a way. You wouldn't need to find a way to win if you didn't do it on the conservative mindset or conservative play calling. You don't need to find ways to win when you're winning 28-6, because then it should be 35-6 and then 42-6, and then you just put the game away. You don't find a way to win when you blow a lead. That's not finding a way to win. That's embarrassingly winning.
Finding a way to lose.
Right, exactly. Like I saw him. He said it over and over. Found a way to win. Found a way to win. I'm like, no, you didn't need to find a way to win. You were winning already. You didn't need to find that. All you had to do was keep doing what you were doing because it was working. They couldn't stop the run. I mean, yeah, we had that one drive where it was like full of penalties or whatever, but I don't know. The running game is working. Start throwing some play action. Like you're saying, throw the ball, play action on them. That was working. A little bootleg out to Kolar, and then they did the one to Bateman. That was working. Why didn't they keep doing this type of stuff? That's just my issue. Something's working. They just stop doing it. They don't get it. A lot of these teams. Think about like the Raiders last week. They kept throwing it to Devontae Adams because of what? It was working. We couldn't stop it. And they weren't gonna stop doing it until it was not until like we figured it out. But guess what? We didn't figure it out. So with how good this offense is, go ahead and keep doing things until it doesn't work anymore, until they start stuffing the run or they start batting down your passes. Hopefully, it's not turnovers because we know how the Ravens get after that. But keep doing something until it's not working. I don't know why the Ravens just want to outthink themselves in these scenarios where it's like, all right, the run game's working. Let's throw it 10 straight passes in a row. Or, the pass game's working. Let's just randomly start running the ball or whatever. Just this little stuff. Like, they got to stop outsmarting themselves. And I know that's got to be hardball, man. Saying, like, all right, let's just switch it up a little bit over here. Like, no, how about continue to do what's working? A lot of these teams, sometimes the quarterback doesn't even need to do anything because the running game's working. If Derrick Henry has 2 carries for 200 yards because he ran 100 yards, they could just start throwing the ball all of a sudden. I bet you. I bet you they would start freaking throwing the ball. 2 carries, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I bet you John Harbaugh's like, all right, let's air this bitch out. Like, for no reason.
Yep. And I agree. And I kind of just want to make, a point, let's kind of shift to the defense here. The secondary defense needs to be improved a lot. We
Yeah,
can't, we cannot go a full course of this season with them playing like the way they do, with them playing like the way they have these first 3 games.
yeah,
I think we've done a good job in not letting top receivers beat us. I mean, the only top receiver we let beat us was Devontae Adams a week ago, but we stopped Kelsey. We stopped CeeDee Lamb in today's game, but that's leaving opportunities for other guys to beat us.
yeah,
And so, we need to get better when it comes to secondary, especially in the second half. Because I'm not gonna lie, in the first half, we had Devontae Adams in check. And then
yep,
he started getting all these yards mainly in the
yep,
third and fourth quarter.
yep,
As we were playing conservatively and giving,
yep,
the defense more opportunities to be on the field for a long time.
yep,
So secondary really needs to tighten up, especially in the second half. I really hope that Zach Orr can really figure something out with that. I want to see more of Wiggins. He was very, very good in yesterday's game. He had a fumble, caused CeeDee Lamb to get a fumble. He had a couple of nice, pass deflections. So he really had a pretty good game yesterday. So I want to see more of him.
yeah,
I thought it was great that we saw Trenton Simpson alongside Roquan
yeah.
Smith more. That was
He's bum.
very good. He was all over the field that first drive
Yeah,
to
he
start
was.
that work time. So
You,
and obviously Kyle Hamilton too. He was
right?
everywhere as
He
well.
used to be. He had a career game. I think he had his career high in tackles in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do want to ask you though. Like people have been saying, like Roquan looks kind of slow and out of shape. Like, what do you think? He
I
did
think
look
he
slow in that Chiefs game.
I think he does, especially that Chiefs game. There was one play, I think he threw it to Ferguson or
Yeah, he got burned.
and he was trying to jump. I feel like Roquan could have jumped way higher than that. I'm not, and even Bobby Trusted pointed that out too. If that was
Yeah,
2022 Roquan, that would at least been a deflection. But it just seems like he's just slow.
like
I think
it makes me wonder: is he hurt? Like what's going
yeah,
on? Like,
he needs to get on that Derrick Henry diet that they were talking about the whole game.
yeah, because you don't need to be all chunky Roquan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's making the acquisition of Patrick Queen to the Steelers look good, because Roquan is just kind of looking a little bit slow and lackluster. It's making the Steelers look good for getting Patrick Queen. So, we hopefully he can, improve as the course of the season goes along. But Trenton Simpson is definitely,
Yeah,
he's a
he's in shape.
he's really in shape and fast.
Yeah,
If
he looks
Roquan
good.
can get like that, then oh no, there's a problem, like how it was last year with
Right.
PQ and Roquan. But he definitely does look slow in my eyes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then you were talking about Kyle Hamilton. I think he looked like Kyle Hamilton today or yesterday, I should say. He
Yeah,
looked fast. He got that one hit on I forgot who it was. It was on the screenplay, I think.
yeah. He
He,
took his
he
helmet off.
rocked him. Yeah, he took his helmet off, and I'm like, I thought he was gonna get flagged, but like God, he didn't. He had the CJ Gardner Johnson moment, but yeah, he looked good today. I think like I said, I think he had his career high in tackles, which was 12. Roquan actually apparently had 11, so like he wasn't like that bad, but like Remember that? I don't know. You remember the one play in the fourth where he got burned by Ferguson, like on the seam down the middle,
Oh
like
yeah, yep.
not the one play where he tried to jump, but the one where he got burned. I'm like this is kind of like what's going on, man? Like I don't know if this has a lot to do with the new defense or maybe he's just out of shape, maybe he's injured. Like I don't know. Like I haven't been impressed with Roquan's performances this year so far. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. I'm not a film guy. I'm not a defense coordinator, obviously. So maybe I'm just misreading it. But like, I just feel like and then you agree with it too. So it's not something that it's not like I'm blind or I'm crazy or whatever. Here, whatever. So, but yeah. I actually kind of want to ask before we get into the stats, like the defense in 2019, obviously struggled, early on in the season with a lot of blown coverages when it came to I think week two started, with Kyler Murray's first game, or for not first game, second game, where there was a lot of blown coverages. And then obviously in the Chiefs game, there was a lot of blown coverages. I think in the Browns game, there was a lot of them too, so those kind of got nipped in the bud when we got Marcus Peters that offseason, or not offseason, that a few weeks later. Do you see us making some kind of trade, or are other guys going to get opportunities? Like a lot of people have been saying Eddie Jackson's looking like kind of like buns, out there, so our Darius Washington kind of stepped in yesterday and did very well. You know, um, do you think that there's some kind of trade that could be had for the secondary, whether it's safety or cornerback, or is it just something that we're gonna have to just figure out or play more guys like our Darius Washington and a lot of people say Marcus Williams is kind of looking kind of slow and mid, not slow, but just kind of below average too, So kind of give me your thoughts on that, like whether we should do that or should we look pivot somewhere else when it comes to the trade deadline and whatever.
I feel like this time around we're not gonna, do anything in the trade deadline, at least when it comes to the secondary. I feel like
Hmm.
guys like our Darius Washington and let's not forget we still got Millette.
Yeah,
Guys like that. I feel like, those will be pieces that'll be, plugged in and and see what they can do throughout the course of the season. But you know, I see us kind of figuring it out, maybe kind of experimenting a little bit. I don't really think there's a DB out there that we could get that could
right.
sort of help it. At that time in 2019, we had a lot of older guys on our team. And
Yeah.
so a guy like Marcus Peters, he was still a little bit young then. He
Hmm.
did add a spark, and even Jalen Ramsey's name was thrown around that time, I remember.
Yeah.
But I don't see us making that type of acquisition. I'm not gonna lie, I really do want to see more of our Darius Washington because I remember in the Chiefs
Yeah.
game, I think he broke up that pass to Juju
Yeah.
Smith that would have been a touchdown.
No, I
So
think it was who was that too?
what
Was
was
it
that,
to
Williams? Or,
I forgot. No, I think Williams broke up the Juju one, but our Darius did break up one in the corner of the end zone. But I forgot who
oh
that was
yeah, he
too.
did. Yeah, he did.
I
I
forgot
think
who
that was
that
to
was too. Who?
Was that to Worthy that he broke up to?
I think it was, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was he has good ball skills.
Yeah, oh yeah. So like I said, I don't see us making any trades or acquisitions. I see us using, what we have. And let's not forget TJ Tampa. I mean, I know he's hurt right now, but maybe over the course of the season, he can come back. So, we got those depth pieces, this offseason in the secondary for a reason. You know how cheap the Ravens are, so
Yeah.
I don't see us, dipping
I
into
was
our
just
bag. Uh,
I was just kind of asking just because like it seems like 2019 and 2022, with the well, I mean, I guess it wasn't a new defense in 2019, but they got the one piece to kind of put the whole defense together, and they got the one piece in 2022 to get Roquan, to put the whole defense together. I was just kind of wondering maybe if there was another piece that could be added to put the whole piece together. Maybe there's a possible reunion with us and David Clowney possibly. I've heard that thrown around out there, but I think our pass rush is fine. That would just kind of make it a little overkill. But I mean, look, I mean, we like that, So,
yeah,
anyways,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
I
you want
do
to
feel like maybe we can get. I don't know. I do feel like we can get a new piece on the receiver line, but I don't
yeah,
know. I thought we'd do that. Yeah,
right.
anyway,
Anyways, you want to get the stats now?
yeah, let's go.
All right, all right. Can you see my screen?
Yes. All right. So, I can read the passing for Lamar.
The
All right.
offense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Lamar Jackson, 12 of 15 yards, 182 passing yard. I said 12 of 15 yards. 12 of 15 passing, 182 passing yards, average 12.1 yards per throw, one touchdown, a wide open, beautiful pass to Bateman. I remember we were laughing because as soon as Lamar As soon as he let his hands go, as soon as it came from his hands, he
Yeah,
was
he's
all over
like,
the
yeah.
field. So that was a great pass. I'm not gonna lie. Bateman's route running on that play was really, really well done. Because I see a lot of
Yeah,
times, when he's motioning, Lamar's telling him maybe to correct him, kind of, correct him on that play, get him in the right position. But, in that play, he did it perfectly. So that was good to see.
yeah.
Um, Derrick Henry had 25 carries. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm excited to see this because that's what I'm talking about. I remember in the pregame, I was like, Derrick Henry needs to have 25 or more carries. We gave him the ball 25 times. Look at this. 151 yards, 6 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. That's some Gus Edwards type of stuff right there. Like for real. That's some Gus Edwards. If that was Gus Edwards, he would be capped at like 13 carries or something. But
Oh,
I'm
the
glad we
Lamar Jackson one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad we gave the ball to Derek like how we did. Obviously Lamar did his thing, 14 carries, 87 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. He
This
had
is
that
the. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say he had that great fake at the end of the game to,
Yep,
seal the game, get that first down. That was incredible. And he has a rushing touchdown. He just walked right in. But
yep.
we're gonna say about Justice.
I want to say this that line is the Gus Edwards championship game stats.
Oh yeah.
This one or this one?
I know Gus was mad after that game, but even Justice Hill had a pretty good game. He had that one rush. It was like 13 yards. It was pretty
Mhm.
good. He looks fast. He looks like a lightning bolt. That's what I was saying. He looks
Yeah.
like a lightning bolt when he runs. So he's fast. And Zay Flowers had a carry for 3 yards. That jet sweep stuff we usually like to do with him that never works.
It
Um,
it really does never work. I don't know why we keep doing it.
yeah.
It only
Um,
worked once last year, and that was versus the
yeah, it
Chargers.
only worked only like literally one or maybe 2 times at most. So I think we need to
Right.
stop for real. Um, our receivers, everybody just has one reception and that's it. Nelson Aguilar had one reception for 56 yards. He should have got the touchdown on that play. I don't know how he didn't. I don't know how he didn't get that. Charlie Kohler had one reception for 30 yards. It's crazy because that one catch that was like a play action pass. I didn't know that went for 30 yards. That was actually a
Yeah.
long play. Rashard Bateman his best game of the season with just 3 catches for 28 yards, one touchdown. He's coming along, slowly a little bit. Derrick Henry had one catch for 23 yards. That was a screenplay, I believe. Justice Hill had 2 catches for 21 yards. Zay Flowers had 3 catches for 20 yards, including the most important catch of the game.
Hmm.
Isaiah, he did have a catch, but for 4 yards, and Mark Andrews just was zeros. So, just a very Ravens type of game, in terms of receiving, for the wide receivers and tight end. But I mean, it is what it is. That's
Yep.
just what we gotta expect.
Yep. And it feels like the year the quarterback is just seems to be, 10 yards and under passes, and there's not a lot of like deep passes in the league, especially with the Ravens now. It feels like a lot of Zay Flowers' routes are just kind of like, kind of bubble screens or just whatever types of routes, so that's kind of this is a weird year for, quarterbacks and Lamar is one of them, where it's but I
Yeah.
think it's effective, like that well with how we're doing it. I think Lamar has looked great these last 3 weeks. These first 3 weeks of the season. I think that he's been efficient. And I think in this game, when it came to that last drive, he was just enough to win. So um, I don't think Lamar is going to win MVP again. But like I think that he's doing enough for us to win, and that says a lot. That says it's one thing if he was hurting us, but I think that we could easily be 3-0. We could easily be 2-1. But you know, I was just looking at his chart earlier today, and it was just kind of weird. It was like I don't think anything went over 10 yards. Like that's just it's very different for NFL nowadays, I guess. So look at how many people went to this game.
Ooh, almost 100,000 people. That's insane.
Yeah. So, not gonna read off all the guys here, but it's kind of the main guys. Like Kyle Hamilton, like I said, he had 12 tackles, 12, 7 of them were solo. He has one QB hit. Roquan has 11 total tackles, 7 of them are solo. He has a pass deflection. Brennan Stevens has 5 total tackles, 5 of them are solo. He has a pass deflection as well. Travis Jones has 4 total tackles, 4 of them are solo. Trenton Simpson has 4 total tackles, 2 of them are solo. He also has a pass deflection. Marcus Williams has 4 total tackles, 1 of them are solo. He has a pass deflection as well. Kyle Van Noy has another great game. He has 2 total tackles, 2 of them are solo. He has 2 sacks, 2 tackle for losses, 1 pass deflection, and 2 QB hits. So a hell of a game for Kyle Van Noy again. Um, after not saying he wasn't a sack guy in the one video. Or Darius Washington is two. Darius Washington, Nate Wiggins, and Tavius Robinson, and both have all have two total tackles, and two of them were solo. Darius is a pass deflection. Michael Pierce has two total tackles. One of them were solo. He also is a pass deflection. So that's pretty interesting. And Marlon Humphrey, all the way down here, he only has the one tackle, one of them solo, but he has two pass deflections and a QB hit. What is this? What is team? I don't know who that is, but I really don't know what that team. It doesn't have it on their side.
Maybe it's just like a glitch on the website or something.
Yeah. Well, Nandi Madubuike doesn't have any, but he has a QB hit, no tackles, but he should have had a sack. Um, but he neither did. I thought Away had a sack. Where's Away on here? I
He's
thought
at
Away
the
had a
bottom.
sack. Well, I'm surprised though. I mean, they didn't run it a lot, so he didn't have a lot of opportunities for sacks. Because what are they? They were like 10 times or something like that.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I mean, they
something
ran
like
it
that.
16 times, but like 14 times with all the backs. Well, I should say what, like 8, 11. Uh, yeah, so like pretty much like that. So 13 times. So, anyways, I don't think we had any turnovers in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, we did. We had the fumble. Nate Wiggins fumble, and then
I just want to say, let's just talk about Justin Tucker real quick, just for a second.
yeah,
I saw a thing on
I'm gonna
Twitter.
not share my screen.
Okay. I saw a thing on Twitter, comparing kind of the holds that Sam Cook did with Justin Tucker to the holds that Stout has been doing. And, I just find it odd how I know a little bit towards the end of last year, Justin Tucker was kind of showing some signs of regressing a little bit. But I just find it like crazy how just all of a sudden this regression is for him. Like, do you think he had better chemistry with Cook when it came to, getting that perfect hold, about kicking field goals, or do you think it's just really his leg is just and his accuracy is just not there anymore? Because it does seem more fluid and more smooth with Cook than it does with Stout.
Well, yeah, I don't know how much. No, I haven't seen that. The thing that you're talking about. I don't know how much. That'll affect him, but you know, um, I don't know. He just seems to be hooking it left a lot. I mean, all of his misses are hooked it left. So maybe we gotta line it up better for him. I don't know, but like, I don't know. It's just because I don't think he's missing the distance. It's not like he's missing short. Because if he
Mhm.
was missing short, then it's like, yeah, his legs cooked. But like, it just, I don't know, man. Like, maybe it's mental at this point. Maybe it's not even about like Stout anymore, like, or about Stout in the first place. Maybe it's just a mental game where it's like, I gotta make this, I gotta make this, and he's like overthinking it now, and it's like he misses it, he shanks it left because now it's into the point where it's like, do you trust him for a field goal, all that type of stuff, like for 40 something yards, like. If we got a kick a game winning field goal next week, 51 yards versus the Bills, like, do you trust him to do that? So it's like, and it's not like it was like windy or anything, like it was at a dome,
Yeah,
so, like, I don't know, man. I'm a little concerned right now because, I didn't want to be in the, we need to find a new kicker business because that's never a good thing, especially in today's game. But I mean, I guess it's a little bit easier in today's game just because there is a lot of good kickers nowadays. Kickers are definitely preparing themselves in college, to be, kickers in the NFL. Some college kickers are pretty bad, but like a good thing is not like 10, 15 years ago where it's like having a good kicker was like almost like a once in a generation thing, Like, it felt like, where it's like couldn't find a kicker who kicked 50 yards or you couldn't find a kicker to consistently kick 40 yards or whatever, like back then, when it wasn't that common, but now it seems a little bit more common to find kickers, who are at least capable of making it that distance or whatever, but I mean, we gotta like clone Brandon Aubrey or something, to
we
take
need
him.
him.
Yeah,
See,
like
you asked me, should we trade for somebody? Let's trade for Brandon Aubrey. He kicked a 65-yard field goal like it was nothing.
in the
And
first
he had
quarter.
power. And he had power behind that too.
Yeah, so I don't know how much it has to do with Jordan Stout. I don't know how much goes into kicking. When that's there, I could imagine is important, but I mean, with Sam Cook being on the team still, I would have hoped that he taught Jordan Stout well how to do things, but um, I don't know, man. I'm a little concerned about Tucker here, just a little bit. Like, I guess I'm not as concerned because like he has been put in a high leverage spot, and if he misses in a high leverage spot, then well, I guess that kind of is a high leverage spot, but not as high leverage as like 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you're down by 6 or you're down by whatever. So I would say that the alarms won't fly until he misses a game-winning kick to me.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Brandon Aubrey's stats right now. He only missed 2 field goals last year. He has a 95.8 field goal percentage in his career. So
Who was the guy before they had that he couldn't make the extra points in the one game
wasn't that
in the
Greg Zerl?
bucket?
Was it Greg
No,
Zerl?
it was in the was it? I don't remember his name, but he couldn't make like the field goals in the wild card games of the Buccaneers. Remember 2 years ago?
uh, it's not coming to me right now, but I'll try to search it. We can
Yes, but
put it in the
like, I wanted to bring that up just because like that would seem like it was a mental game at that point. Like he just couldn't make field goals after that. Like so I don't want Tucker to get into that mindset. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it.
maybe it was Brett Maher. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that was him. Yeah.
Maher. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to be that where it's like it's a mental thing at the
All
point.
right, but yeah, hopefully Tucker can get it going as the course of the season goes along, but it's just not looking too sweet for him right now. You know.
Yeah. I will say that Jordan Stout had a way better game this game. He definitely pinned the Cowboys back. Because I think that he was, kind of the catalyst when it comes to us losing last week. Maybe not the main guy, but that shit ass pun he had, in
Yeah, yes,
last week.
thank you.
Yeah, so Shank, so he's a skank for that, but so skanks like the shank, I don't know. But anyways, I'm making up stuff now. I didn't even shut up, but anyways, we can probably close out this video now. Thank God we got the win.
Yeah, and we're moving on to Buffalo next week, Sunday Night Football. We're gonna try to be at that game next week. I gotta see how things go with my tuition and stuff, but we'll try to be there for you guys, and hopefully we can have a great time. Hopefully we can get a win
Yep,
and move on 2-2, and on
sir.
to Cincinnati. So that's what we got for you guys in this video. A close Ravens win, but a win is a win. Look on it next week. Make sure you check out our social medias, our Instagram, our Twitter, our TikTok. Jared's making some amazing graphics on Instagram, so make sure you check that out. Show some love. Comment down below your thoughts about yesterday's game, and also comment below, just what do you think about Derrick Henry? What do you think about any Ravens? What Ravens are you interested in and want to see more in offense or defense? So, let us know that. Make
Oh, well. Yeah, he got booted out for some reason. But anyways, I'll just finish with the outro here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Like he said, check out all social medias links in the description below. I don't know where he was getting at there, but don't forget to check out our second channel, Casual Cinema. A lot of movies coming out. Me and TJ here are gonna go watch them, and we're Bird Spray Sports, and we're out.